It is 6 a.m. and right now on Denver7 News.
It's just exciting to have the vaccine, period.
In just hours, the second COVID-19 vaccine is expected to be cleared for use.
It's clear that many Americans are learning that these vaccines are safe and extraordinarily effective.
We look at the major differences from Moderna's vaccine and how many doses Colorado is expected to get.
Plus, we take you inside UC Health for a first-hand look at the vaccination process.
I'm Denver7's Nicole Brady, and I'll be live with the doctor who's heading up the COVID response here at UC Health as he receives his shot. We'll talk to him about why he's so confident the vaccine is safe.
And a Colorado couple opens up about their battle with COVID.
This is a miracle.
Now on the mend, this couple is paying it back to hospital staff through their stomachs.
And they said to me, we love it when it's a Suzanne Day. We call it a Suzanne Day.
It is a small gesture that means so much. We all could thank our healthcare heroes this holiday season. Good Thursday morning, and thank you for waking up with us. I'm Eric Lufer.
And I'm Molly Hendrickson. We start with meteorologist Lisa Hidalgo at her home weather center. And Lisa, warmer today before our next chance of light snow.
Yeah, it's a little warm up. We'll be in the mid-40s this afternoon. Definitely one of the warmest days this week, but that next storm, it's going to hit tomorrow. So enjoy the quiet, calmer weather today. We'll be in the 20s this morning on your dog walking forecast, and then right around 45 between about 3 and 4. There will be an increase in cloud cover today, though, as we're tracking this next storm and some of that snow that's already starting to move in from the west. Highs, though, today, and we'll be in the mid to upper 40s from Denver up into the foothills. Boulder 45, Bailey 44, and here in Denver 45. Mainly upper 30s. Mid to upper 30s for the mountains today. So statewide, it's going to be just a touch warmer. We are tracking that chance, though, for snow. It does look like it's going to be light on Friday, but I'll show you a closer look at the timing of when that snow is going to hit tomorrow in case it's going to impact any of your travel on Friday. Jason?
And right now, Lisa, the drive actually looks fairly nice right here in town, also up into the high country. However, there is this construction project. You see how traffic on westbound I-70 is down to just one lane. Yesterday, we had delays of over an hour and a half, and I'm hoping we're not going to see the same thing today. It is all for the express lane project that continues up there on I-70, and they run long, and unfortunately we see some lengthy delays along that drive up into Idaho Springs. Take a look at the drive here in Metro Denver. It doesn't look too bad, but we do have a serious crash still being cleaned up at Broadway and Minerals, so we still have some restrictions at that interchange. Also had some police activity down outside of the Castle Pines Village on Happy Canyon. Looks like most of that has been taken care of, and the rest of the drive looks okay for the most part, including I-70. We have some big news about that for you coming up in just a bit.
We are following some breaking news of a wild police shooting in Weld County. A man handcuffed in the back of a patrol car on the way to jail last night got one hand out of the cuffs and somehow reached through a window to grab for a Tacoma officer's gun. This is brand new video of the scene. Police say one bullet was fired in the struggle for the weapon. It's not clear if anyone was hit. The quick-thinking cop slammed on the brakes, called for help, and Greeley officers responded to help take Michael Zamarin back into custody.
In less than an hour, Moderna will have its FDA hearing for emergency authorization use of its COVID vaccine. Once approved, nearly 6 million doses will be made available nationwide. Close to 100,000 will be on their way to Colorado. Under Colorado's plan, the vaccine will be used for nursing home residents and rural health departments. That is because Moderna's vaccine can be transported at the temperature of a normal household freezer.
And that storage temperature is the main difference between the Pfizer vaccine and the Moderna vaccine. Pfizer's has to be stored at -94 degrees, where Moderna's is stored at -4 degrees. And for Pfizer's shot, you have to receive a second dose 21 days after that first dose is given. For Moderna's, it is 28 days. Pfizer will distribute 2.9 million doses in the U.S., while Moderna is expected to ship more than twice that once it's approved.
Today, employees at UC Health Hospital in Aurora will start receiving Pfizer's shot. So far, thousands of doses have been given out across the state. Denver7's Nicole Brady is live at UC Health this morning, where the hospital's top COVID doctor is about to receive his shot.
Eric, this is giving new meaning to the term live shot in the TV industry for sure. We have all been watching videos all week of people getting the shots. And it's been so interesting to see it, more interesting than any shot ever given in the history of vaccinations. Of course, we're here this morning with Dr. Richard ZANE, who is the head of emergency medicine for UC Health, also the head of the hospital's COVID response, getting the first shot because you are so highly exposed to COVID patients and also because you want to show people you're very confident in this vaccine. Is that right?
I'm incredibly confident in this vaccine. This is one of the most important achievements in the history of science. And I think that people need to take a big, deep breath and understand where they are and what it is that we're doing, because what we're doing today is going to be in every textbook, in every science book. It's going to be taught in every biology class, in every medical school class. People are going to write novels about this. Wow. This is a historic time in our lives, in our generation, that a vaccine that is this good and this safe was produced in such a short period of time in a very safe way.
Well, we are happy to be here for this history-making moment. I know Siobhan is going to give you the vaccine here, so she can go ahead and get set up for that if she'd like to. And how important is it for healthcare workers like yourself to be the first to receive this?
Well, it's important for a number of reasons. First, it's important to protect healthcare workers so they can continue to care for the sick. It's important to vaccinate healthcare workers so that we can demonstrate that it's so safe that we are willing to get vaccinated. Because being vaccinated is not just a matter of individual protection, but it's a matter of societal contribution. You get vaccinated not just for yourself, but you get vaccinated for everybody else around you. Because in order for a vaccine to work, more people than just you must be vaccinated. In fact, 70% of the population. So it's individual responsibility, individual protection, and societal responsibility.
Well, Dr. Zane, thank you. We'll let you get started here. And as we get to Moderna's trials today, we know that more hospitals here in Colorado will be waiting for Moderna's vaccine to get approval. Most of the hospital locations in Colorado on the list to receive the first vaccines are supposed to get Moderna's vaccine. Of course, here at UC Health, we have Pfizer's vaccine. This is the first shots being given today here at UC Health's flagship University of Colorado Hospital. However, as you said, Eric, thousands of other healthcare workers around the state have been vaccinated throughout the week here.
You don't have the vaccine?
So it looks like he's got his sleeve rolled up here.
They're just waiting for the vaccine to come.
Waiting for the vaccine to arrive. And we'll bring you that a little bit later in the show as well. We'll send it back to you.
All right, history being made for sure. All right, Nicole, thank you.
All 46,000 doses of Pfizer's vaccine have made it to Colorado. Those doses are spread out across nearly 24 facilities. The state has administered more than 3,400 doses already, and they're working on a dashboard to keep record of the doses already given out. U.S. officials are negotiating with Pfizer to secure more doses, but pharmacists say they've found a way to get more out of each vial. The FDA says each vial contains around 5 doses, but the vials are usually overfilled in the event of an accidental spill. These pharmacists say they can get 6, even 7 shots out of some of these vials. There was concern those extra doses were being thrown away by following federal guidance of 5 shots in a vial. Now, with FDA approval, the extra little bit helps stretch supply by about another 40%.
That's a lot. This morning, a potential breakthrough in the effort to get you another stimulus check. Congress could have a deal by the end of the week. Denver7's Joe St. George explains from our nation's capital.
After months of on-again and off-again negotiations, there is a growing optimism here on Capitol Hill that Congress will actually pass a stimulus relief package by the end of the week. And while unemployment assistance helps those out of work the most, stimulus checks help millions of Americans pay off a COVID-related debt. So when could a stimulus check be deposited into your bank account? Well, the optimistic thinking right now is that a bill could pass and be signed by the president by Friday night. After all, at midnight Friday, the government is scheduled to shut down, so there is a deadline here. Once President Trump signs it, that starts the clock. Now, the good news is, unlike in the spring, the IRS has done this before, so they don't have to build a computer program to process the checks. They have experience. This is what Treasury Secretary Steven Mnuchin said a few months ago about how quickly a check could theoretically be in your account.
I can have them out immediately, so if I could get that passed tomorrow, I could start printing them the following week. I can get out 50 million payments really quickly.
So the process can be done very quickly if the federal government has your bank information on file. If they don't, just like the last time, it'll take a few weeks to receive paper checks or debit cards. And it is a bit more complicated because there are federal holidays coming up. But if something is passed by the end of the week, millions of Americans could have stimulus checks in their accounts by New Year's. On Capitol Hill in Washington, I'm Joe St. George.
Great way to start off the new year. Every case of COVID is different. Some cases are mild, others are life-threatening. And for Mark Neppy and his wife Suzanne, they experienced both sides of the coin. After the Highlands Ranch couple both contracted coronavirus, Suzanne isolated at home while Mark was hooked up to a ventilator in the hospital. After 5 weeks, Mark was released, and now the Neppys are giving back to the ICU nurses who saved his life. The best way, Suzanne knows, is through their bellies.
And they said to me, we love it when it's a Suzanne Day. We call it a Suzanne Day.
So with the help of money raised on a GoFundMe, the couple is providing frontline workers with lunch. They are calling it the 12 Days of Christmas.
Just because it's going to be Christmas and it's over, COVID's not going to end. And these folks are going to need lifts.
Absolutely. Suzanne is hopeful others will follow suit and give back to our healthcare workers.